What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Chronicles. Now, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed my video that I just published of my quick recap of the Yankees vs. Twins game. Uh, that's up now. Check it out if you haven't. But I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today, what I was going to talk about today. And I landed on the fact that it has been, I want to say, a decade plus since I had to stay in the hospital. I mean, the last time I was in the hospital, I had to stay in the hospital due to injury, was 2009, August of 2009. So coming up on 12 years that I've been hospital free. Thank God. I count my blessings every single day. Um, that I'm able to stay healthy this long. But as for what I'm going to talk about today, I thought I'd share some funny, lighthearted stories from my time in rehab. Holy shit. Okay, so in 2006, which was the longest stint of my two rehab stints at Rusk. We I had a lot of really cool roommates. Shout out to Elijah, Lizzie, and the rest of the Rusk crew that made those tough days a little bit more bearable. Remy, all the nurses, Lucia, Keisha, all the therapists, Ephraim, Julie, Carrie, uh, Rosanna. Oh man, too many to name. My boy Mike, Grant. I don't know if they're all there anymore, but shout out to you guys. Kelly, can't forget about Kelly. Shit. Man. So let's share some of the stories. I've never really told these things before. So here we go. Bear with me a little bit. So first little story I'm gonna tell you is the time where my roommate, I had just gotten there, literally the day of me getting there, coming down from the intensive care unit, because I was in ICU, as I explained in my earlier blog. So I got there. I didn't have my wheelchair on me because my mom was gonna bring it the next day, so I can start my rehab and start my workouts and everything like that. So I had to be stretchered in my room, and I just remember coming in my room, and you know, Lizzie just happened to be in there with my other roommate, and the first thing she says, I'm kind of confused and nervous 'cause I didn't know anybody first arriving there, so I'm really confused. And the first thing she says, and this is in front of my mom, hey, hey, Izzy, you don't mind if I get in bed with you? And then my mom is just standing there horrified on the first night. We still joke about that too today. To this day, I found that hilarious. Yeah, my mom wasn't too keen on that. I heard she had told everybody and their mother who would listen to her about how my friend Lizzie was corrupting their son. I hate to tell you, Mom, but your son has been corrupted long before that. What do you call it? So okay, another funny little anecdote. Okay, so my roommates and I were watching Jackass Part Two that had just came out on DVD at the time. So I asked my mom to bring a copy, and she brought me a copy. We're getting ready to pop it in and sit there and enjoy it. I've always been a huge fan of the Jackass franchise, the show and the movies. Can't wait for Jackass Forever to come out. I'm sad that this is the last one, but hell, they're getting real old now, so it's time for them to hang it up. Hopefully they go out with a bang, and I'm pretty sure they will. But anyway, so we were watching Jackass 2 with and Elijah decides that she's going to imitate uh, a jackass stunt. So, or create his own jackass stunt, I should say. So what he does is, I don't know if you've ever stayed in hospitals before, and usually when you get hospital food and you got a tray full of food, they usually give you these little like ginger ale cans or cola cans, whatever it may be. So he had been accumulating them and he had a six pack of them. So he tells my buddy Steven, who just happened to be in the room with us at the time, to pass him the ginger ale cans that had been sitting on his windowsill, um, and he was going to impersonate Jackass. So so what he does is he takes what is it, like one of those 5 pound dumbbells, and fucking drops the dumbbells all over on the ginger ale cans, causing the ginger ale cans to explode. Now, you had to be there. Like we're all just dying laughing. Like my boy Steven is crying. Uh, and my boy at the time, I'm not boys with him anymore. Maybe we'll get into that on a later blog. My boy George, he was just my former friend George, I should say. He was rolling on the floor, crying. And we all just dying of laughter. And then there's Remy comes in, who we're all cool with. He worked the night shift, and he just was like in his Jamaican accent. What the fuck is going on? And yo, where as soon as that he says that, yo, I'm crying. Like I don't know. That was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. So okay, another one is this is a dare that I had asked my former friend to do. Because I was joking with him saying, oh, hey, you don't like girls, you gay, and I was I know I shouldn't joke like that, but we were just messing around, and he was like, oh, you don't think I like women, huh? So I'm like, nah, all right, if you do, prove it, and then I'm like, oh, you're not gonna, I dare you to go outside in the hallway and your I love pussy to the top of your lungs, right? So then he's like, "Oh, you think I won't do it?" So then I'm like, "Nah, you ain't gonna do it." And then, so he keep in mind this is like 12:30 in the afternoon, like we're on lunch, right? So we had an hour for lunch break. So we were waiting. Uh, well, all this time we were trying to kill time, wait for the delivery guy to come, to deliver our food. So so we're trying to kill time and whatever. And so I told him to do that. And like the dumbass that he is, he actually did it, and it was the funniest thing. Like, what do you call it? There's nobody in the hallway at the time, and all of a sudden, like most of the parents come up to see their kids at the time because that's their only break if they can't make it up at night. So where so he goes down the hall in the middle of the hallway, does his thing, and all of a sudden you see Gene, who is the head physical therapist at the time. He comes out of his office, and I swear to God, when I tell you, it was like Get Out. When I'm not too good. I saw the movie a million times, but I'm not too good with names and names of characters and everything. But there was a part in there where the groundskeeper ran is like looking at the main character like dead eyed, and he's just running past him. He runs past him. So just imagine that. But Gene bolting down the hallway because our room was at the end of the hallway. He's bolting down the hallway, and as he like, I saw him coming, so I duck inside the bathroom, and then as I'm ducking in the bathroom, I am losing it, like to the point of where my stomach was hurting, like I was just dying on the floor. So he doesn't see me, but he spots George like over there. Yeah, he spots George like in the doorway, and he comes in there. He comes in the room fuming. He was furious. I swear, furious, irate, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it. That was him, man. And I'm just dying as he's getting torn a new one by Gene, and he's like, oh, but Isaiah told me to do it, and they're like, nah, Isaiah's not here. We'll fucking deal with him later. Luckily, they didn't say anything to me, but so I got away scot free on that one. Um, and what do you call it? So so he just yelled "I love pussy" in the middle of the hallway, and it was like, and I think Gene said something along the lines of, "Yo, man, you motherfuckers are like the oldest group on the floor, and you come with this immature bullshit." Or something along those lines. It was just fucking hilarious, and I come out of the bathroom because I had the money to pay for the delivery guy, so I had to come out after George gets berated, and fucking I get a punch to the stomach. Well, he hit me as hard as he could, but he hits like a little bitch, whatever. So it was the most funniest thing I've ever been a part of. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, let's talk about the KFC incident. So uh, so George had a former friend of his come up that was his roommate before I got there, and he bought him a bucket of KFC chicken. And well, for George and the other guy, I think his name was Dashi, for them to share. They didn't want to include Elijah on that, and Elijah didn't take too kindly to that. So what happened was they went they went off the unit to go downstairs to the cafeteria to get drinks to enjoy with their food. So and I was tasked with watching the chicken and Elijah till they got back. So I'm cool, everything is cool, and I'm like, Elijah went several times for the chicken, and and it was like, man, I'm gonna give me some of that chicken. I'm like, dude, they asked you not to touch it, so you gotta respect that. He's like, no, man, they got enough chicken to share with me, and I'm like, nah, they don't want to share with you. Like I can't tell them to share with you because it's not mine. Whatever. So he was determined to get this chicken. So, and I'm watching him and I'm like, yo, I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. Do not touch the chicken. Please do not touch the chicken because I do not want to get in trouble and all this shit. So I go to the bathroom and come out real quick, maybe 5 minutes I'm gone because the bathroom was right in the room. So as I'm coming out of the bathroom and finishing up washing my hands, yo, you see this guy, you see Elijah's hand in the bucket of chicken. So I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? Are you crazy? Yeah, he's like touching it, and like I hate to. This is what happens. So I'm just gonna say it. This is gonna sound pretty nasty, but holy shit. Right before touching the chicken, he was known to kind of fondle himself and play with himself. So basically, he touched his dick and his nutsack, and then put the hand that he did that with inside the bucket of chicken, and then fucking just decided to cover it up like nothing had happened. So what do you call it? Uh, they get those two get back on the floor, and I had to tell them because I didn't want them to do that shit. Whatever. I didn't want them to have to endure that shit. Eating like a fucking eating a bucket of chicken that had been touched by a dude that was playing with himself. So I told them that, and then they're like, then they start yelling at me like, "Oh, yeah, you shouldn't watch him." I'm like, "Yo, what do you want me to do?" I had to take a piss or whatever. So then, they get off of me or whatever, and fucking lo and behold, man, and they start like yelling at him and say, "Oh, not only are you gonna pay us back for this shit, you're gonna eat it." And then no, he it was like a like keep in mind this is like a bucket of a family sized bucket of chicken, so it was a lot of chicken. So and he had just touched. Oh, are you serious? He had just touched uh like a few pieces, maybe like two or three. Didn't touch, but didn't get his hands on the whole bucket because it was a whole bucket of chicken. So I was like, okay, maybe I understand making him eat the whole two or three pieces, but they didn't want him to, they didn't want any of it. So they said, yo, you gonna eat all 20, whatever, however many pieces were in there. So I'm like, oh no. After I seen him like getting sick and everything, that's when I stepped in and said, enough. All right, you made your point, whatever. So like, yo, get rid of it. You want me to fucking pay for the bucket of chicken? I will pay for it. I'll take care of it. But enough. He's not gonna eat no more. This is ridiculous. And then what do you call it? So that was that. Let's see another one. Another funny, funny story from rehab. Oh, I don't know if I should tell this one, but fuck it. Gonna tell it anyway. There was a there was a woman there named Judy that got caught by the rehab doctor, Dr. Gold, which we all knew. Let's just say she was practicing her oral techniques in on her boyfriend or acquaintance at the time. Who the hell knows? So she got caught practicing her oral techniques on her one of her acquaintances, and it was funny because we knew what was going on in because her room, she shared a room with my homegirl Liz, who I mentioned earlier. She shared a room with her, and our rooms were next door to each other. So we kind of knew what was going on, whatever, because she would have different dudes in there and then out of there every night, whatever. So, but it was really hilarious when she got caught. So guy is pleasuring the guy, and then all of a sudden the curtain pops back, and yeah, here's Dr. Gold, all 4'11" or whatever she is of her, just standing there with his really stern look on her face, and real calm though. She didn't yell, but that's what made it even funny. The fact that she didn't yell, and it was like, oh, Judy, you cannot be giving head in the room. She must. This guy, whoever he is, must leave right now, and you will be you'll be sent down to the first floor and no longer allowed on this floor. So she got disciplined for that. It was fucking hilarious, and it was comeuppance because she would get into a fight with everybody on the goddamn floor, regardless of who they are. So that was the comeuppance for that. Oh man. Oh man. Do I have any more? Uh, I think yeah, I have more, but maybe we'll get into that in a future vlog. But anyway, those are just some of the stories from rehab. Like I said, I have plenty more, and we will probably get into that in a later vlog. But for right now, like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button so you don't miss whenever I drop a video. Uh, that was today's edition of the vlog, and I will see you next time. Easy out.